is also
Yes, ma'am.
okay. 4.17 we have to do, correct?
And we did that as well.
That also we complete.
Yes,
Good.
ma'am.
Okay, this we have to look into this change of basis, right? I think I have to start.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so do you remember what is ID alpha to beta? That has another name. That's called the transition matrix, right? Suppose you have two vector space, same vector space, right? And I'm defining the identity transformation. So what do you mean by identity transformation? A transformation which takes a particular element to itself, right? So ID takes any element of V to itself. Okay, but I have different bases here. One side I have alpha, the other side I have beta. So can you say what is the ID alpha to beta? That is nothing but what is that called actually? The associated matrix corresponding to the linear transformation ID when we move from alpha to beta. One side alpha, the other side beta. And it has another name called transition matrix, right? So now look into this. Okay, so you have identity transformation, right? Defined from V to V. It can be defined only from one vector space to the same vector space. So that you have to remember. With respect to any two bases alpha and beta. Okay, so please read this statement. What is this? X beta, that means what? See, X is an element here. X goes to X again under the identity transformation. So here you have alpha and here you have beta. So what do you mean by this one? X beta. What is the meaning of this? X beta. What does this symbol denote here? Under identity transformation, X is carried on to X, right? So here the basis is alpha and here the basis is beta. So what does this X beta represent?
It goes from beta to beta.
What is the name? Coordinate vector. It is called the coordinate vector. What do you mean by coordinate vector? X is any arbitrary vector from V, right? And suppose your beta has some beta 1, beta 2, something like that. Then I'm trying to write X as some C1 beta 1 plus C2 beta 2, something like that, right? Then if you collect all C1, C2, etc., all such thing, and if you form that as a vector, that is called coordinate vector. You are trying to write any vector, arbitrary vector, as a linear combination of what? The vectors in the basis, particularly here beta basis, right? So while you are trying to write that as a linear combination, the constants involved in that C1, C2, etc. If you collect that and write that as a vector, that is called the coordinate vector. So do you remember now? We studied this. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what is X alpha? X alpha is nothing but trying to write X, right? X is again an arbitrary vector, trying to write that as a linear combination of what? The vectors in alpha. Alpha is another basis, right? So for vector space, how many bases for possible? Finite dimensional vector space. How many bases you can have? Are you all sleeping? Okay, what do you mean by finite dimensional vector space? What do you mean by finite dimensional vector space?
Ma'am, R power n.
I don't go for an example. I'm asking you, what do you mean by that? Finite dimensional vector space.
Ma'am, the vector space in which the basis contains finite elements.
Yes, the basis has finite number of elements. Okay. So now tell me, what was the question I raised? I raised one question, right? What is that question? How many bases does a finite dimensional vector space have? I asked you. So how
Sir,
many bases?
finite, I
Infinitely many, right? Infinitely many. But we usually stick to what? Standard basis. Or sometimes they may give you another basis also. So here you have two bases, alpha and beta. So ID alpha to beta is the associated matrix when we move from alpha to beta, right? Under the identity transformation. And this is particularly called as transition matrix because there is a transition. Transition means what? Change, right? When there is a change from one matrix to another matrix. So see, coordinate vector of X with respect to beta is nothing but transition matrix alpha to beta into X alpha. What is X alpha? This is the coordinate vector of X with respect to alpha. This statement you have to remember. Okay. Shall we do this? We'll try to verify this statement. X beta is equal to ID alpha to beta X alpha, where alpha and beta are given by this. Please take down this question. We'll do this. Why, please take down the question and help me. When I ask, you have to tell and verify the above definition for 1, 2, 3. Okay. Slowly we'll do. Huh? Tell me what is alpha. Alpha is equal to
101,
101,
110,
110,
and 011.
011. Beta is equal to
231, 120, 203.
203.
Yes, ma'am.
So to verify, what statement you have to verify? X beta is equal to ID alpha to beta into X alpha, right? So comma X is 1, 2, 3. So randomly I'll select somebody and ask in the middle. Please don't switch on the system and just move somewhere. Even then 44 only have joined. Okay. So which one we'll find first? Shall we find ID alpha to beta first?
Yes.
Okay. ID alpha to beta. You understand this? What do you mean by ID alpha to beta? It is actually a matrix. It gives you the matrix corresponding to what? Identity transformation. Right? So when you move from alpha to beta. So what you have to do, draw this diagram first so that it will be easy. Alpha, you have three vectors, right? 101, 110, 011. So 101 goes to 101. This also goes to 110. This goes to 011. And try to write these elements as a linear combination of beta elements. So that will give you ID alpha to beta. Okay. So when you are trying to write this, you find what coordinate vector of this with respect to beta. That will be the first column. Find the coordinate vector of this vector with respect to beta. Second column. Again for this third column. Okay. So ID of 101 is 101. I'm going to write that as C1 into 231. Okay, I'll write down. The thing is, you have to solve and tell me. I won't do, you have to do. This C1 into 2, 3, 1 plus C2 into 1, 2, 0 plus C3 into 2, 0, 3. So solve this and tell me the value of C1, C2, C3. Start doing. How do you do that? 2C1 plus C2 plus 2C3 is 1. Then 3C1 plus 2C2 is 0. Then the third equation is C1 plus 3C3 is 0, right? So I think C2,
Equal to
C3
1.
both can be 1 beta, sorry, 1. C1, C2 both can be represented in terms of C1. Okay. So this implies C2 is minus 3 by 2 C1 and C3 is 1 minus C1 by 3. Everything, both C2, C3 represented in terms of C1. Now substitute it here. 2 C1.
Ma'am,
Ah,
ma'am, x is equal to 1, 2, 3 is our assumption.
assumption illapa. In that question they have asked, verify the above definition for 1, 2, 3.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So your V is nothing but R cube. Your V is R cube here, right? So 2C1 minus. Okay, can you solve this and say what is C1? Solve and tell C1.
C1 is 4, C2 is minus 1, and C3 is also minus 1.
C2, C3 both are minus 1.
Yes, ma'am.
1 minute. C1 is 4. 4.
Minus 2.
Okay, 1 minute. 4.
C1 should be minus 2.
Minus 2. Okay. C1 should be minus 2. Okay, what about C2 and C3? C2 is 3.
Yes, ma'am.
C3
1.
is
1, ma'am.
1. So correct, you can check here. Minus 2, 3, 1. Minus 2 now minus 4. So minus 3 plus 4, 1. Correct here. Check. Okay. Similarly,
Ma'am,
ID of
ma'am, we can also take C1 equals minus 2 by 3 C2.
yes. But
Okay.
everything you should represent here. See, there is a relation between C1 and C2, C1 and C3. That means C2 and C3 can be represented in terms of C1. Yeah, that is obvious from that. So next, ID of 110. What is ID of 110? It is 110. Try to write this as a linear combination of beta. C1 into 231 plus C2 into 120 plus C3 into 203. Can you please solve this and say C1, C2, C3? Take 1 or 2 minutes time and do it. When you substitute C1, C2, C3, this equation should be satisfied. So please ensure that and then see.
Minus 3, 5, 1.
Minus 3, 5, 1. Okay, 1 minute. Can check. Minus 6, 5 minus 1. Okay, beta, correct. C1 is minus 3, C2 is 5, C3 is 1. Okay, then ID of 0, 1, 1. So that is C1 into 2, 3, 1. C2 into 1. Yeah. 1, 2, 0. Plus C3 into, what is C3 into 2, 0, 3. Again, solve this and say.
C1 is 7, C2 is minus 10, and C3 is minus 2.
C2 how much?
Minus 10,
Okay, C3 is.
minus 2.
Okay, let me check.
Ma'am?
C2 is minus 12. Minus 12.
Ma'am?
C3 minus
Ah.
2.
Minus
Ma'am,
2.
C1 is given minus 2 behind and here we have written minus 3.
Hey, that is previous thing here. This is for the next one. Previous one. For the C1, C2, C3, I have written on the top. Better just check whether C2 is minus 12. 14 minus 10, 4, 4 minus 4. Illa, correct. Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay. So what is ID alpha to beta? Your second column is this one. Minus 3, 5, 1. 7 minus 10 minus 2. First column is minus 2, 3, 1.
Ma'am, can you show how we found the value? I got confused now.
Which one you got confused?
Ma'am, how we found C1 and C2 in this slide?
So what is a matrix actually? How do you find the associated matrix? Again, I'll explain. Please listen. So here you have alpha, right? Maybe 101. I may write wrongly, but 101, 110. Correct that. Okay. 011. See, usually you have a transformation, but here the transformation is identity transformation. They asked for alpha to beta. That means what? Under identity transformation, find the image of the basis element alpha and try to write that as a linear combination of each of the image in terms of beta. Okay. And while you're trying to do that, fill each and every column. See, what is the image of 101? Here, this is alpha, right? These are the elements of alpha. Image of 101 is 101. Why 101? Because the transformation is identity transformation. Try to write this as a linear combination of C1 times beta 1, C2 times beta 2, C3 times beta 3. That C1, C2, C3 will be your first column of this matrix. Then again, this goes to 0, 1, 1. You can write this as some B1 beta 1, B2 beta 2 plus B3 beta 3. Then B1, B2, B3 is your second column. And the image of this is 0, 1, 1. Right? This is A1 beta 1 plus A2 beta 2 plus A3 beta 3. A1, A2, A3. That is the third column. This is the matrix ID alpha to beta. So under identity transformation, I'm finding the image of each and every element in the basis alpha. Right? After finding each and every element's image, I'm trying to write that as a linear combination of, or I'm trying to represent this as a linear combination of the beta basis. So while I'm doing that, find the coordinate vector in each case and form that as a column of a matrix. And that matrix is called the what? Associated matrix. Okay, va? Hello? Somebody raised this
Yes.
doubt? No? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so it is different from the previous questions we did.
Different from?
Ma'am, this identity transformation is different from the previous question we did. Like,
Transformation was different, yeah. Sometimes I may differ, I may use this transformation. This goes to x1 minus x2. Something like this I give. It is up to me to decide. This is a transformation. But here, my transformation is what? Same x1, x2, x3. So x1, x2, x3 goes to same x1, x2, x3. So it's called identity. What do you mean by identity mapping? Some element goes to itself. Then we call that mapping as what? Identity mapping. It's a specific case. Hello?
Yes, ma'am, okay.
Hello. Okay. So in this ID alpha to beta alone, we have completed. So now x is 1, 2, 3. We'll find first find x alpha shall we find? That is 1, 2, 3. What do you mean by x alpha? First say, what is x alpha? It is the coordinate vector of x with respect to the basis alpha. So 1, 2, 3, I'm going to write in terms of the basis element alpha. So C1 times, what are the basis elements? Alpha. Alpha elements, please say. What are the elements?
101,
101,
110,
110.
011.
Okay. Can you please solve this? C1, C2, C3 is called the coordinate vector of this one. C1, C2, C3 is the coordinate vector of x with respect to alpha. Okay, please solve that and think. You have to solve. One easy way. C1 plus C2 is 1. Okay, wow. Then second is C2 plus C3 is 2. Then C1 plus C3 is 3. What you can do is from these two things find C1 and C2 and substitute here. So C2 is equal to 2 minus C3. C1 is equal to 3 minus C3. Substitute it here. Tell me. 2C3
Ma'am, C3
is equal to 4. C3 is 2. Yeah, C3 is 2. Okay, what is C1? 1. C2 is 0. C2 is 0. What is X alpha? 1, C2, C3, 1, 0, 2. Next, to find X beta. Okay, please write. Okay, X beta. How to find X beta? 1, 2, 3 has to be represented as a linear combination of beta. What are the beta elements, you remember? Okay, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 0, then
203.
2, 0, 3. Okay. Please solve this and tell me C1, C2, C3. Take some 1 or 2 minutes time, solve and then.
C1 is 6, C2 is -17, and C3 is -3.
C3 is
-3.
C1 is
Minus-
12, ma'am.
12. Okay. Okay, C1 is 12. Okay. C2 is -17. I think correct. Then C3?
-3.
-3. Yeah. Okay, let us check. 2 12s are 24. 24 minus 17. 7. 7 minus 6, 1. Okay, then 3 12s are 36. 36 minus 34, 2. So 2 correct. Yes, yeah, correct. Values are correct. So x with respect to beta is 12 minus 17 minus 3. See, I need to multiply these two things. ID alpha to beta with x alpha I have to multiply so that I should get x beta, right? So you remember what is ID alpha to beta? -2 minus 3, 7. Second row 3, 5 minus 10. Third row 1, 1 minus 2. Okay, into x alpha. X alpha is 1, 0, 2. So if you multiply -2 plus 14, 12, correct. Then 3 minus 20 minus 17, correct. Then 1 minus 4 minus 3, correct, yeah. So which is x beta. We are verifying. So if you want, I'll show it from the beginning. Take 1 or 2 minutes time. Just see, try to convince yourself, understand, then we'll proceed.
Ma'am, can you please show x beta?
Yes, beta.
Okay, ma'am.
Once you say you completed, then we'll move on to the next question. Sure. Okay. Shall we move on to the next?
Yes, ma'am.
Next. See, just don't get confused. These are all just a theorem statement alone. You have to remember. See, T is a linear transformation from V to W, two different vector spaces. All right. For alpha, you have two bases, alpha and alpha dash. And for for V, you have two bases, alpha and alpha dash. So for W also, you have two bases, that is beta and beta dash, right? Then What does this symbol actually represent? It is the associated matrix, right? For the linear transformation T, when you move from alpha dash to beta dash. See, this is V, this is W, alpha dash, beta dash. T is the linear transformation. So T alpha dash to beta dash is what? Can you all hear me? It shows bad network quality. Voice is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. If you have any problem, please say. So it is nothing but, see P. What is P? P is ID beta to beta dash. See, this vector space has two what? Bases, right? Beta and beta dash. So what is transition matrix when you move from B to beta dash? That is your P. And Q is nothing but what? What is the transition matrix when you move from alpha dash to alpha? Right? So can you say what will be P inverse then? If P is this one, what is P inverse? P inverse is ID beta dash to beta. So if P is from beta dash to beta, your P inverse will be from beta to beta dash. 1 minute, I'll rewrite. So P inverse will be ID beta to beta dash. Just remember, P is from beta dash to beta. Now, P inverse will be from beta to beta dash. Right? So please do remember this. This statement most probably will be doing problems based on this one. See here. T is again one more theorem, but this theorem is more important. T is a linear transformation from V to V. One transformation to, one vector space to the same vector space. Right? So, and you have two bases for V. One is alpha, the other is beta. Very important, ordered basis. We should not change the order. E1, E2, E3 means it is always E1, E2, E3. Don't change the order. The order is fixed. And Q is ID beta to alpha. Then Q is invertible. And you can find the inverse of the matrix Q. What is Q inverse? Just now I told you. Q is ID beta to alpha. No? Q inverse should be ID alpha to beta. Right? Then you have seen the statement just now somewhere. What is this actually? We have seen like this, right? X beta is ID alpha to beta into X alpha. So can you say what is X alpha? You take this to the other side, left side you take. When you take this to the other side, it becomes the inverse of this matrix. So what is the inverse of this matrix? X beta is this one. So I need X alpha. So I should multiply by the inverse of this matrix on both sides, 3 multiply. What is inverse of ID alpha to beta? It should be ID beta to alpha into X beta. So that is the statement given here, because Q is nothing but ID beta to alpha. Then T beta is Q inverse T alpha Q. So what is T beta? T beta to beta. What is Q inverse? Q inverse is ID alpha to beta. Then T alpha to alpha. Q is ID beta to alpha. This statement we are going to verify. Right? Note down this statement. We are going to do a problem based on this. Just have a glance of this for 1 or 2 minutes. We'll do a problem based on this. Shall I proceed? I think simply T beta means it is from beta to beta, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, take down which question will do better. Take down 4.20. Transformation is given. Okay, linear transformation is given. Alpha is given. Beta is also given. Have you taken down beta? Beta is V1, V2, V3. Down you have. Alpha, beta, everything you take, we'll verify that statement. Slowly we'll do. You have to understand it. If you have taken down, tell me, we'll proceed.
Yes, ma'am.
Please listen. After all, finding matrix only in this particular module. Only thing is you have to concentrate. T is from R cube to R cube. Both sides same vector space, right? And R cube has two bases. Not the standard basis. Standard basis is also there. So what is alpha? Okay, alpha is the standard basis. Sorry. E1, E2, E3. Okay, what is beta? Beta is V1, V2, V3, right? So what is V1? Minus 1, 0, 0. Okay, what is V2? Have you taken down? 2, 1, 0. 1, 0. And V3 is 1, 1, 1. Alpha, beta, two things you do. Okay. So what you have to find out? You have to verify. T beta to beta, that is T beta, is, and we go back to the statement. What you have to verify? Q inverse, that is ID alpha to beta. ID alpha to beta into T alpha to alpha. And here ID beta to alpha. Right? This statement we need to verify whether this is satisfied or not. Okay. So which one we'll find first? Can you please say which one will be better? ID beta to alpha will be better or ID alpha to beta will be better? With ID beta to alpha, if you find ID alpha to beta will be the inverse of that, right? So better take ID beta to alpha, because if you take ID of beta, 1 minute, I'll say you that. Find ID beta to alpha. Because what is beta? Beta is minus 1, 0, 0. Under identity transformation, it goes to same minus 1, 0, 0. So, but here you need to write this as a linear combination of E1, E2, E3. That is very simple, right? But instead, if you move from alpha to beta, that is a little bit tough. 1, 0, 0 goes to 1, 0, 0. Alpha is what? E1, E2, E3. Yeah? So E1 is 1, 0, 0. So 1, 0, 0 goes to 1, 0, 0. But you need to write 1, 0, 0 as a linear combination of these three things. You have to work out a little bit. But instead, if you find ID beta to alpha, that is easy. Directly you can write, because the right side you have the standard basis. Okay. So ID of minus 1, 0, 0. What is that? It is minus 1, 0, 0. I need to write that this is an element of what? Alpha. Sorry, this is an element of beta. I need to write that as a linear combination of E1, E2, E3. Very simple, right? What is minus 1, 0, 0? It is minus 1 times E1 plus 0 times E3 plus 0 times E3. Okay, then ID of 210. It is 210. 2 times E1 plus 1 times E2 plus 0 times E3. ID of 111. It is 1 times E1 plus 1 times E2 plus 1 times E3. Right? So it is easy now. What is ID beta to alpha? Can you say what is the matrix? Minus 1,
Minus 1,
Minus
0,
1,
0.
2, 1.
2, 1,
2, 1, 0.
Same thing will come here. Same beta basis will come. Okay, now to find ID alpha to beta. We find ID alpha to beta. What is that actually?
Inverse of ID beta to alpha.
Yes, inverse of ID beta to alpha. So please find the inverse of this matrix. Take some time, 2 minutes. Do that and then tell me. Ha, beta? Inverse of this matrix you find. You know how to find the inverse of this matrix, right? Do that.
Gauss Jordan.
Not okay. It is up to you, Gauss Jordan, or directly also can do. This is not your first module. If you want, you can do anything. After completing, tell me.
Ma'am, can you give us a break in today's class?
Break.
Ma'am, because 40
Why,
minutes is
yeah? So it is better to proceed without break and stop by 12:30, or if I give a break, then I need 5 or 10 more minutes, which will be better.
Better to go without break and then end at 12:30.
Okay, so shall I give you 5 minutes break?
Yes, ma'am, please, thank you.
Now it is what? What is the time now?
12:08.
12:08. Sorry, come and join by 12:13. Exactly 5 minutes. Okay.
Ma'am, we can just stay in the
Ah.
classes.
In the park?
Instead of closing, going out and coming back, and just stay in the meeting itself.
Yes, you don't leave the meeting. Don't leave the meeting. Just 5 minutes. You can have a break. Join by after 5 minutes. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll be in the meeting. Okay, shall we start?
Yes.
Yes. Have you found out the inverse of this matrix?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
-1, 2 minus 1,
Okay. -1.
2 minus 1,
Ah,
0, 1 minus 1,
ah,
0, 0, 1.
okay. Check. So two things we completed. Next we need to find T alpha and T beta, right? Find T alpha. T alpha and alpha to alpha. What is the linear transformation? That is more important. Can you please help me? T of x1, x2, x3 is? Yes, that is 2 times 1 plus x2. 2 times x1 plus x2, comma, plus x2 plus 3x3. x1 plus x2 plus 3x3
Minus x.
plus x2. Okay, so what is alpha? Alpha is E1, E2, E3, right? Writing this is very simple here. Okay, E1, E2, E3. Okay, so under T, what it goes? It goes to E1 goes to what? 2, 1, 0. Under E2, it goes to 1, 1,
1, 1, 3.
Under E3, it goes to
0,
0, 3,
0.
0. So again, writing this as a linear combination of E1, E2, E3 is going to yield the same thing. So shall I write it directly?
Yes, ma'am.
What is T alpha to alpha? Very
2,
simple.
1, 0.
2, 1. Okay. Then
1,
1,
1
1,
minus
plus 1. Then 0, 3, 0. Next, we need to find T beta to beta. T beta to beta. T beta to beta. Okay. Tell me T beta to beta. Under the linear transformation, what are the beta basis elements? -1, 0, 0.
2, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1.
-1, 1, 0.
-1, 0, 0.
Okay. Then 2, 1, 0.
1, 1,
1.
1.
Under the linear transformation T, where does -1, 0, 0 go? Easton. -1, 0, 0. Yeah. Take this linear transformation. X1 is -1, X2, X3, 0, 0. Okay.
-2, -1,
So
0.
-2. Okay. -2, -1, 0. Correct. -2. Okay. -2, -1, 0. -2, -1, 0. Okay, then 2, 1, 0. Where does it go?
4, 3, -1.
3 -1. No? 1, 1, 1. Where does it go?
3, 5, -1.
3, 5 minus
1, 1.
1. Okay. So now, so what you have to do is T of -1, 0, 0 is -2, -1, 0. And that has to be represented again a linear combination of these three elements itself, right? Because that's a also beta.
Ma'am, second one is 5, 3 minus 1.
5, 2 minus 1.
5, 3 minus 1.
5, 2 minus 1, correct?
5, 3. 3 only, ma'am.
Oh,
First
5,
one.
3 minus 1. Cherry parito. 5, 3 minus 1. Okay. Can you please solve this now? C1, C2, C3.
0 minus 1, 0.
0 minus 1, 0. Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes, obvious. Okay. Okay, then next T of 210 is 5, 3 minus 1. So that is C1 times minus 1, 0, 0. C2 times 2, 1, 0. Plus C3 times 1, 1, 1. Can you please solve this and tell me the values? Slowly you can do. Hmm.
C3 is -1.
Yeah, beta C3 is?
-1.
C3 is minus 1. Okay.
C2 is 4.
4.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
C1 is 2.
2. Okay, we'll check. 1 minute. Minus 2 plus 8. 6. 6 minus 1, 5. Correct. 4 minus 1, 3. Correct, beta. You are right. Okay, then, thank you. Next, T of 1, 1, 1 is 3, 5 minus 1, and that is C1 times okay. Okay. Well, we are trying to do better, so it can. We are trying to do better, Okay, can you please solve this? Doing right? Okay, do it.
C1 is equal to 8.
8.
And C2 is 6 and C3 is -1.
C2 is how much?
6, ma'am. 6.
6.
C3 is
Okay, and C3 is
-1.
minus 2. Minus 1.
It's 1.
Okay, we'll check whether it is correct. Minus 8 plus 8. Okay. Okay, minus 8 plus 12. Okay. So 4 minus 1, 3. Okay. 6 minus 1, 5. Yes, beta, correct. So T beta to beta is what? 0 minus 1, 0. 2, 4 minus 1. 8, 6 minus 1. So only we need to check is We have to multiply those three things. ID alpha to ID alpha to beta, T alpha to alpha, ID beta to alpha. You have to multiply and show that that is equal to T beta. T beta to beta, 0 to 8. I'll write directly, right? And check later. Hence verify. Okay, va? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this over. Okay. All you can do later in tutorial session. We'll do this. Up here and go to the next module. Just I'll give an introduction to next module, right? Module 5. Inner products. Module 5 is inner product. Actually, inner product is some way of maybe something which we are going to attach with a vector space, so that the vector space may be hereafter called as inner product space. So, okay. So what is that inner product? Maybe it is just like what you consider two vectors from vector space and apply some operation. Right? After that, you get something. I'll show you better. If we see the definition, I think you'll better understand. An inner product is a function actually. It is a function that associates a real number to x comma y. Suppose if you consider x comma y from V, so please refresh yourself. Try to understand this definition. Based on this definition, we'll do one problem and then I'll leave you. I won't bother you much. See, V is a vector space, right? I'm considering two elements from that. X comma y from that. It's not x comma y. Ordered parallel. I'm considering two elements x comma y from V. For this x comma y, now I'm going to attach a mapping. An inner product of x. I don't know what is this mapping actually. We can define anything. I'm going to define a mapping inner product of x comma y. It's called inner product. When the following things will be satisfied. There are four things that needs to be satisfied. Four rules that needs to be satisfied. Then only I can call this as an inner product. Right? What I'm going to do, V is a vector space. Randomly select any two vectors, x comma y from V. I'm going to attach a mapping to x and y. How do I represent that mapping? This way. This way usually we represent. You can attach any two elements here, right? And that mapping may be called as an inner product if the following four things are satisfied. That is, whenever you find the mapping x comma y, that should be equal to y comma x also. Right? That mapping should satisfy the commutative property. Then inner product, at present I'll call it as inner product. Inner product of x plus y comma z is always equal to inner product of x comma z plus y comma z. Right? Then inner product of kx comma y should be equal to, you can take k outside, inner product of x comma y. Then inner product of x comma x is always greater than or equal to 0. Right? But when it is equal to 0, you should clearly say that The vector x is a zero vector. Only when x is a zero vector, it is zero. Otherwise, it is greater than zero. Right? All these four properties, just have a glance of these four properties. We'll do a problem based on this, then I'll stop and I'll stop.
Ma'am, is it kx comma ky or only kx comma?
Kx comma 1.
Okay. ma'am.
Okay, have you seen this? Okay. No problem. Just 1 minute. Let V equal to R square, right? Vector space, right? Let U is equal to U1 comma U2. V is equal to V1 comma V2 belong to R square. Two vectors I'm considering from R square. I'm defining a mapping U comma V, what so-called inner product, right? I don't know whether it is an inner product. I'm defining a mapping. This is equal to 2 times U1 V1 plus 3 times U2 V2. Okay, I'll write one more step ahead. That is inner product of U1 comma U2 comma V1 comma V2. It is nothing but 2 times U1 V1 plus 3 times U2 V2. Right? I need to check whether this is an inner product. To check this is an inner product. How do you check whether it is an inner product? Solution. We need to check the 4 rules that is being satisfied or not, right? So U comma V is 2 U1 V1 plus 3 U2 V2. I need to check whether this is same as inner product of, that is the other way, V comma U and U comma V are same. So I can write this as 2 V1 U1 plus 3 V2 U2. What is this according to the definition? It is V comma U. To take V comma U, you write first 2 V1 U1, 3 V2 U2, right? By the definition. So first property is satisfied. Second one is, I'll take one more vector W, W1 comma W2. I need to check whether this is equal to what? Inner product of U comma W plus V comma W. So what is U plus V first of all? U plus V is add U and V. Add these two vectors. It is U1 plus V1 comma U2 plus V2. It is U1 plus V1, U2 plus V2, comma W1 plus W2. Okay, W1 comma W. Okay, tell me. This is like your U1, U2, V1, V2. According to the definition, just substitute and say it should be 2 times U1, V1, U1, V1 plus 3 times U2, V2. Shall we expand this now? Plus 2 U1 W1 plus 2 V1 W1 U2 W2 plus 3 V2 W2. So that is, take these two things. 2u1 w1 plus 3u2 w2. 2v1, I'm just changing the order. Okay. Now what I'll find is, I'll find inner product of u comma w, then v comma w. What is u comma w? u1 comma u2 comma w1 comma w2. v1 comma v2 comma w1 comma w2. Okay, just say now, what is this value? It is 2u1 w1 plus 3u2 w1. And here again 3v1, sorry, 2v1 w1 plus 3v2 w2. The same thing you got here also, right? So therefore, this is equal to, okay, so second property is over, satisfied. What is the third one? Let k belongs to R, a real value, right? K times u is k into u1 comma u. That is ku1 comma ku. So inner product of ku comma v is ku1 comma ku2 comma v1 comma v2. According to the definition, it should be 2 times this into this plus 3 times this into this. Take k outside. So what is this? This is to take out k outside, it is inner product of u comma. Okay, wow, understood? Third is also over. So we need to check the fourth one. Inner product of u comma u identify. That is inner product of u1 u2 comma u1 u2. So according to the definition, it should be 2 into u1 into u1, 2 u1 square plus 3 into u2 into u2. So hope this is always greater than 0. Yes, this is always greater than 0. So if this is 0, then automatically 2 u1 square plus 3 u2 square is 0. That is u1 and u2 are both 0. That is u is itself 0. So all the 4 conditions are satisfied. Hence, you have defined something, right? This is equal to is an inner product. Okay, so slowly look into this for 1 minute. Then I'll stop. We can continue to, sorry, on Monday.